Hello beautiful people, welcome to another video. It's been a while since I've done one, but I've been called to do one today. It's very windy up here where I live, and it's really giving me a sense of the winds of change coming through. That is making me think that we need to create space in our lives. We need to create space in our homes. So decluttering, getting rid of things that no longer serve us, things that we know we need to let go of, people we know we need to let go of, whatever, feels right for you. But it's time to do a bit of a cleansing, a bit of a clearing, yeah? Open up all your windows, light some incense, ring some bells, have some beautiful, peaceful music going. Start to look around you and get a sense for, do I want this item in my home? If I do, is this where I want to place it? Or does it need to be somewhere else? Is this room perfectly functional the way that it is? Does it make me feel good when I walk past it or walk into it? What do I need to change? Okay, so start addressing things that, if you always start within the home, then you can go out, it'll give you the momentum to then take that energy into your life, into the other areas of your life, if that makes sense. But always start with your home, and just, start decluttering. It's like what Spirit's saying is start facing things that you maybe have been putting off. Attend to the things that you've been putting off that you'll get to one day. Actually do it. You don't have to force yourself, but look, that's been there for this long. There's a reason it hasn't happened, that you haven't dealt with it yet, or that you haven't cleared it yet, or whatever it is. And so just make a decision to, I'm actually going to address this. I'm actually going to do this. Okay? And create more of a sense of space, so energy can flow in and around your home, your property where you live, whatever it is. When you say, oh, there's too many items on this shelf, I need to declutter, I need to simplify things, whatever it is, you'll know, even going through your photos, your clothing, things like that. It is actually a really good time now to do it. Whenever you're watching this video, it's a good time for you to take a look around you, take stock of your resources, and how do you want things to be, and change it. Just do it. Just do it intuitively. Use your senses so you know what to do. My throat chakra is a little bit iffy today. So maybe there's part of the clutter, part of the stuff that we're not dealing with is what we haven't said to certain people. And I'm not suggesting that you go out and, aggressively seek opportunity to say this to this person or whatever else. But certainly if there's a pattern of behavior, or in terms of your interactions with a certain person, or with people, or at work, for example, or within your family, and so Spirit's just saying, just sit with it. If you recognize it, sit with it. Even write it down what the pattern is, if you feel so inclined, and get cemented in, this is what I have observed. Are there other ways for me to perceive this or look at this? Is there something I'm not seeing? Meditate on it. Like, just sit with it and contemplate. And then, so you get straight with yourself. So then when, if an opportunity arises naturally, where this pattern plays out again, you'll actually have the fortitude to actually call it out or say something. It doesn't have to be in an aggressive way. It can be gentle. It could be done in a non-critical or non-judgmental way, but just find a way to point out to say whatever it is you need to say. I feel like there's things you need to get off your chest, or things that you hold yourself back from saying. So clear that too. Clear that. The other thing that was coming through while I was getting ready for this video is that do what you do, right? So really connect in with yourself. You would benefit at the moment from really connecting in with yourself and just having a look at, I know there's a whole list of things that I want to do, that I have to do, that I should do. What am I inclined to do? What are my base core things that I know I need to do for my betterment, for my health? What are the things that I have the contract I've made with myself, the agreement I've made, you know, the plans I've made moving forward, that I've made with myself, that I know that I want to do with consistency over time, that I want, what are the habits, what are the activities that I want to be part of my, if not daily, weekly kind of life moving forward. The new me. We've all been through transition, and so you come out of transition and you have this new resolve of how do I want to be? What do I want my life to look like? And the way that you start affecting that is that you look at, where do I spend my time? With whom do I spend my time? How do I spend my time? What am I actually putting energy and focus into on the daily, the weekly, the monthly? And you start saying, well, I'd like to do more of this. I'd like to do less of that. That's not my responsibility. I'll have a conversation I have to have that I've been putting off. And yeah, start making it how you want it to be. But just the original message was, just come back to yourself and say, who am I today? What do I want to be doing? How do I want to be spending my time? and just do it. Even if you have a hobby and you don't feel particularly inspired, but you feel called to do it, or you feel an urge to do it, but you don't feel particularly inspired, you don't know how things are going to work out or whatever. Let's say it's artwork you're doing or whatever, and you've got no idea. Just start doing it. Just commit to doing it. You don't have to have an idea. It will just flow through. Okay? I feel like whoever's watching this has really gone through a period of fortification. So it's like a recalibration, a strengthening. There's been the fragments of the old you falling away for several months now. It's probably happened after some difficulty and challenge, and in dealing with that, you've had to let go through the pain. You've had to actually let go of old versions of yourself, if that makes sense. And it's part of the processing of pain has made you process the things that have made you who you were then. And so now you come out the other end of the tunnel under all that pressure, and you feel like there's an opening. You know what I mean? Like there's an opening for you where you can go, okay, this is what I feel like now. This is, yeah, now how do I want my life to be? And start making moves to put energy into what you want to put energy into, and stop putting energy into what you don't want to put energy into. Have the difficult conversations that you may need to have. They don't have to be aggressive. They don't have to be confrontational. They can just be honest. Yeah? It's all about your tone of voice and your intent. Your intent is everything. Okay, I'm going to do the cards now and just see what comes through and anything else Spirit wants to share with us today. So this reading, you know, this could be for the next few weeks from whenever you're watching it, the next month. For some people, it's far more long-reaching than that. It could be years we're talking. It really is different for all people. But just see whether you resonate with, don't get caught up in that stuff, and just see whether you resonate with what's being said. It may be the past that I'm describing. And something that I say helps you to see something from a different perspective, or to categorize something, you know, to do your emotional bookkeeping and actually go, that's what that was that I had to deal with back then. Or if it's a future thing for you, when it happens, then you'll go, that's what he was talking about. Yep. Or someone, you probably won't remember me, but someone said blah blah blah, and now blah blah blah's happened, and this is how I should go about it. So that's what I'm going to do. However it resonates, however it helps you. Just take in what it is and just be use your intuition and your discernment. Don't make any, you know, big decisions based on anything that's said in any video. We're all doing our best to be of service, but it's your responsibility where you take your life and what you choose to do. Okay? So we have temperance, strength, the chariot, judgment, justice, woo woo, the sun, the star, the moon, the star, the moon, the heavens above, the fool, the empress, and the high priestess. So if you're new to me, I only work with the major arcana. That's how I started using the tarot, and that's what I do, and that's what I learned. So here we go. So you may be feeling at the moment that you're at a sort of crossroads, or you're in between. You could be in between jobs, in between relationships, but hopefully not in between a relationship with yourself. You could be, what's really coming through is that there have been, as I said earlier, some challenges that where you have felt very alone and very emotional. Your responses to this challenge has been very emotional, and it's really made you rethink. So it's actually put you up in your head as well, and made you really reassess things within yourself and within your life. So it's funny that I've said what I said in the intro. And so when you come out of this deep water, before you step onto your path forward, before you even start to work out which direction do I go in now? What am I doing next? You kind of have to tie up loose ends. So doing your emotional bookkeeping, and what I mean by that is being observant of what's going on for you internally. Yeah, become more self-aware by spending time with yourself, away from distractions. Yeah, find the balance between activity and external focus, and time alone and in a peaceful environment where you feel safe, and just observe your emotions. Do some writing if you want to. My suggestion is don't keep what you write. Don't even reread it. If you need to express stuff, just write it and then tear it up, throw it away, burn it, whatever you want to do. Let it go. But it's that process of giving your thoughts and emotions physical form on the paper. Your expression is the writing of those thoughts and emotions, and you're giving them physical form on the paper, and then by destroying those pages, you are letting it go. Okay, so expressing it and then letting it go, putting it into physical form and letting it go. Do that as often as you need to do it, but there's a need at the moment for I don't have the Hermit here, but self-reflection is what I'm getting from this card today, from Temperance. And so you may be in the process of making some decisions, so you're weighing things up, and you've had to do that in recent past, but it's like tying up loose ends and weighing things up, juggling a few things at the moment where you go, what am I going to stick with? What am I going to let go? Those kinds of decisions, if that makes sense. You're highly connected, you're highly intuitive. That is for sure. And so trust your intuition and keep your trust in the divine strong. So in that more distant past, there were some things that needed to be said. So I'm looking at the Judgment card here now. There were things that needed to be expressed. I believe you did so in a very diplomatic way. The opposite of this for me would be the devil, where your rage comes out and you burn people with your words. This is the opposite of that. So this is really about expressing or pointing out things that need to be addressed with certain people, and that you've done it. Spirit wants you to know that they recognise and have seen you do it in the most respectful, non-judgmental, non-critical, as I was saying earlier, diplomatic way. When you've expressed yourself back then, you've done it in a way that is respectful of the person. So if you've had to express things to people, address things with people, or deal with what they're putting on your plate, your responses or your expressions have been with respect, with the respect that you would like to receive from them. And we all know you don't always get what you give in any given interaction, but you're not responsible for their behaviours or where they're at. You always treat people the way you want to be treated, and but still speak your truth, and that's what you did. Then in the more recent past, there's been this period where, again, weighing up how much personal space you require, where do I need to put boundaries in place. This person is right up in my face right now and it's really stressing me out. I need to find a way to say things, because I know how to do it, to say things in a diplomatic way to indicate that I need some space, or that certain behaviours that they're exhibiting at the moment are not conducive to a good partnership or friendship or whatever. Check in with them to see, are you okay? Is there something going on that I don't know about that's affecting the way that you're behaving at the moment, because you seem a little bit off. But the main thrust of this card is that you've had to make some big decisions within yourself as to what you are going to put up with in the future based on what you've experienced in the past. Okay. I know it will make sense to you when I put it that way. So really having a real think about what I will no longer tolerate in future when I'm in this kind of situation or that kind of situation, I'll deal with it this way. If you've come out of a difficult situation and you find yourself kind of ruminating, if that's the right word, so where thoughts come in, you go, where you're remembering certain things that happened during that challenging period, and you go, oh, why did I do that, or why did I allow that to happen, or why didn't I answer this and answer that, You're downplaying or forgetting the trauma you were experiencing and how difficult the challenge was for you. So don't be critical of yourself. Actually look at, well, how would I deal with it today? And that's where you'll see how much you've changed, and you've changed through that process. Trying to do things the right way, and then having to recognise that you need to focus on yourself, get straight with yourself, do what you need to do for yourself, and where do you need to place boundaries. So boundaries means you don't make yourself so available to people, so readily available. You don't jump and wear your different hats for different people, and like, how can I serve, how can I be of service, what do you need from me, what do you need from me, whatever else, and being too amiable. Okay, we want to know who we are, be strong about what we want to achieve for ourselves, how we want, our lives, what we want our lives to look like, and taking steps towards doing that without distractions and obstructions. And you can't control the variables, but you can control how you respond to them. Okay, so that's the past. So the Spirit's saying the influence that's coming in, what the universe is trying to encouraging you right now, while you're in this process of sort of deliberating, tying up loose ends before stepping onto your new path, is to take in the attitude of strength. Take in the attitude of strength. Trust in yourself that you know you can do it. Trust in the divine that you know you are supported. Even if you have no one around you to support you, trust that support is there. Trust that even if you can't see where the next footstone is, you still take your step forward towards what you need to do for yourself. Okay, so there's an element of bravery there. It's not foolishness or big risk taking, but it's just, I know I can do this. I've got this worked out. Start taking in that way of thinking and feeling. Yeah, have some faith and trust in yourself and the divine, in that everything pans out the way that it is meant to, for our highest good. Now they're saying if you do that, you really start bringing some confidence back to your step and trusting more in the process, that what's coming is opportunities will arise for you. One, you're going to, this is the Chariot here, tied in with Justice here, in that this was about setting boundaries. This is about getting away from people, places, environments, situations that it no longer serves us to be in. And so there's an opening of doors. The doors and windows of opportunity are always there. But while we choose, whether through a sense of obligation, duty, loyalty, to stay in a situation way longer than what serves us, while we're doing that, we are spending all of our mental energy and mental capability and space and energy in order to stay in it. And while we're putting all of our focus onto into staying where we are not able, we don't have capacity to be able to recognize the doors and windows of opportunity that are always around us. So this card is saying that just trust in yourself, trust in the process, and you'll start to see, because you've stepped away from people or situations already, you've created space between you and the world, put it that way, or you and challenging people, however you want to put it. Because you've done that, if you now trust in the process, if you're unsure about what to do, trust in the divine, see what you find yourself doing, and do it with confidence. That's going to help you to see again what you need to get away from, what you need less of, what you need more of intuitively, and then you start to see the doors and windows of opportunity that are all around you. So you may feel like, I don't have any opportunities right now. Just start getting confident and doing what you do, as I said at the beginning. Do what you do for yourself. And you'll see what you need to get away from, and you'll see what you need to go towards, right? That's what that's all about. After that, you may already feel this coming, after that process, you will find yourself more in a place of peace, of inner contentment, of feeling at ease with your environment, of feeling highly connected with nature, with yourself, with the divine. That's a beautiful space to be in. It means that your energy is going to be high because you've left the shackles of the past behind you, okay? And we're deliberately stepping into, and the feeling that I have is not in an aggressive way. This is not about discarding people or discarding things necessarily. It's about dealing with things appropriately. You've already learnt that lesson. But then doing what you need to do for yourself, and then moving on towards what you want to go towards, yeah, and what you want to create. From a place of strength rather than reaction, yeah? From excitement and enthusiasm rather than pain and I need to get away from this or whatever. So what that process then brings you to a space of where you're able to hold a higher frequency for yourself, and really start loving on yourself and your environment, and doing what you need to do for yourself, because you get a greater sense. The more you do, the more you recognize what you need to do for yourself, your frequency, and doing it, your frequency increases, and then that enables you to see more of what you are able to do for yourself. And it creates like a snowball effect. It creates momentum of actually, yeah, my life is about me. My life is about me. What would I like to do? How would I like to look? Do I need a new haircut? Do I need new clothing? Do I need to stop doing this and do more of that? Do I need to reach out to this person, not that one? Like whatever works for you, but that's the thing, it must work for you. Really, back here, there was a period of a time of really reassessing where you place your energies and why you've been doing the things that you've been doing that led you to the challenging period, if that makes sense. Was I too loyal? Was I too this? Was I too that? Where did that work? Where did that behaviour come from? Where did I learn that? Is it ancestral? And really, that the way I just said that, could indicate to some people that it might sound a bit like I'm being self-critical. No, talking about giving yourself a big hug and being there for yourself and being your own best friend and being able to look at how was I that this was able to happen and why was I that way in a non-critical way. Because there's beautiful reasons about you as to why that happened. Do you get that? There are beautiful things about you that are the reasons as to why that happened. So it's not about looking back with self-criticism. Okay? But when you're in this high frequency, do be careful. This card comes with a warning, always, that people are going to be, as they were before, they will be again, attracted to your light. Because when you come out into a good space within yourself, and you have that strength, that confidence that you've been exhibiting in able to move forward with your life, improve things for yourself, people are attracted to that. And nothing wrong with being attractive to people, energetically, physically, whatever. But of what caliber are these people? Don't forget the boundaries that you've had to put in place and why. Yeah? You also, in that frequency, get tested by the universe. How strong is your resolve of the new decisions that you've made for yourself stepping forward? Yeah? So enjoy it and do what you're going to do. I feel to put a card down on that. The Magician. So there you go. That is beautiful. So this actually suggests what I'm getting from this is a union, and it's not because it's a man and a woman together, because it could be two men, two women. But it is about what I'm getting is union here. These cards go beautifully together. It's about the Magician, manifestation, using all of the elements, the key influences of the elements, and creating what you want in your life. It's literally what I've been talking about. Okay? And feeling really good about yourself and feeling empowered. This is awesome. So this is what's coming in. You'll already have a sense of it now. But along with that sense of this, there's a bit of fear and trepidation in stepping forward here with the Temperance card. There's a little bit of, oh, can I do that? Can I be more powerful? Can I be, within myself? Can I have more positive effect on my life? Am I making mistakes by, giving that item away or letting that person go or putting that boundary in place? Am I making mistakes? No, have some faith in yourself and you'll gain momentum forward towards this, where you're able to create the life that you want. Okay? It's awesome. I'm loving this. The mindset that you're in is one of, I need to heal. I'm exhausted. There's a little bit of self-pity in there, I have to say. But I will say to you, the feeling that I get is that at this point in time, a little bit of self-pity might actually be healthy. Because the feeling that I get is there's been in the past you've been treating yourself with such disregard and putting other people's needs first, that it's okay to lick your wounds now. I'm getting the energy of cat coming, and they're licking their paws, comforting themselves, yeah? And this is what we need, self-comfort and self-empowerment. But mentally, so you can feel all that strength coming, but mentally, your attitude is, I've been through it. I've got stuff to process. I'm very upset still. But it's mental. I can't explain that, I don't think. How do I explain that? If this card was over here, I would feel, okay, so your mental focus currently is on how much you feel. It's on what you feel. And that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing, because that's the process of transformation that we're talking about, okay? The process of transformation is not over yet. This is why you haven't stepped onto your new path yet, but you're getting there. You're there, you're right there. Let this continue to unfold. You don't have to place all of your focus on how hurt you've been or disappointed you've been. As I said at the beginning of the video, start to look at your environment, your clothes, photos, underwear even, whatever, plants, crystals, whatever it is, start to look at your environment and say, what can I change for the better that will make this place serve me better and make me feel good, okay? So then you're making changes for the new version of you, as opposed to the person who had to do some suffering in order to get here where you are today. Okay? I feel like this card is moving through the cycle, and where it's on the way out. The feeling of any feelings of despair, of rejection, of abandonment, of pain or hurt or disappointment, whatever the emotions are, they're on their way out. It's just you're still focusing on it. So one thing I will say is don't let your focus on your emotions and what you feel you need to process, or what you think rather you need to process, get in the way of what you want to do. Don't let it get in the way of what you want to achieve and who you want to become. Don't let this mindset necessarily forge the new you. Let this mindset forge the new you. That I can do it. I've got this. I've got this worked out. I know what to do. That's the attitude they want you to have. That's the attitude that will serve you best, that Spirit wants you to have, and you're being encouraged to change your attitude. Shift your focus, rather, from your pain, because that will, over time, it's not about ignoring it or whatever, but it's just, you seem to be in a mental space right now where all of your focus is on the pain and what you've endured. And that's awesome to acknowledge that. I'm never one to say, don't express your emotions, do the writing, just talk out loud. If you're sitting at home on your own and you want to talk to someone, just talk out loud and say what you need to say. They'll get it energetically on some level, and it doesn't matter, because what matters is that you've put words to how you feel. Okay, and so, but your focus would serve you more to put your focus towards believing in yourself and feeling more self-empowered, rather than feeling like, I don't want to say the V word, but feeling like you've been a victim in all of this. Just trust that everything's happened the way that it's meant to, for you to become a higher version of yourself. Not that there was anything wrong with who you were, or that your intent was incorrect. Okay? It's not about, old me bad, new me good. It's actually not about this polarization that happens within people. I don't have to run away from this in order to feel better over there. Feel better now. Start to believe and trust in yourself, and embrace who you were, because you know why you were operating the way that you were. You were coming from love, loyalty, concern for others, and service of others, and you were negating yourself. Okay, so this is about really learning lessons, and I don't even mean that. I'm kind of tired of saying that too. Learning your lessons, observing how things can improve for you. How's that? And taking those steps from a space of self-empowerment and self-love. And this is where you end up, in this beautiful place. And so, snapshot, the Fool and the Justice card very hand in hand, in that the Fool is about emotional and mental detachment from others, and recognizing when stuff belongs to others and not us. This is not my stuff to deal with, it's your stuff. You take it over there and you take yours over there. I'm doing what I need to do to step forward. I've got my rose, I've got my traveling bag, whatever it is. I'm feeling good, got my hat, and I'm optimistic about the future. I need to step forward. So this is good. You can see these don't go hand in hand, but these do. Because you had to make some big decisions around personal space and how you do want to be treated as opposed to how you've been treated in the past by others. This now puts that puts you now in this position of the Fool, where you're able to say, well, I don't feel any attachments to other people's stuff. That's for them to deal with. And it doesn't mean that you've gone from servitude to cold-heartedness. This is not a cold-hearted energy. This is a me first energy. This is a, if I'm in a plane and the oxygen masks come down, I'm putting it on myself first so I don't pass out. And that enables me to help the people around me. So it's not that you've changed into this cold-hearted person. It's that you are recognizing that you are important. Your ability to do things in a sustainable way for you, your ability to be able to do things for others in a sustainable way for you is of utmost importance. And we've had to learn how to say no politely, how to step away politely. Yeah? So that's quite good. That means it tells me that you're on your way to real self-empowerment. You're wanting to me, the Empress here, you're in this position, you're looking for stability. You know that life is unpredictable. You know that there are many variables at play always whenever you take a step forward on your path to do something for yourself, having made decisions. This is the process. You want to be in a place where you feel you want to, what's the word? It's like going from the Fool to the Empress. It's a big step, right? So you can see you're at a new beginning for yourself. And your goal is security and stability and abundance. And you're going to be doing that if you self-empower and trust in yourself. Yeah? Use your intuition to step in a direction that you need to do for yourself. Even if you can't see what that is, but you keep moving forward. And it's all the little, sometimes it's big decisions that we make moving forward. Other times it's all the little things. How do I want to spend my, what are the first things I want to do for myself when I wake up in the morning? What are the things that I want to get done that are about my self-maintenance or maintenance of my property or whatever, the things that I need to do on an almost daily basis, weekly, monthly, whatever. What am I going to feel good about doing because it's about me and my environment? Rather than what you used to do, get up, who needs help? And forget about yourself. And those little things that you do, the pouring of energy into yourself and your environment, end up putting you on a path of empowerment and of being able to manifest what you want and feeling good, feeling high vibe. Okay? That's what's coming. That's not far away from the Empress. So, I believe it is It is attainable. So these two cards wanted to pop out, and there we go. So we've got the Hanged Man. So it's a wait and see energy. And it doesn't mean wait as in stop. This, in this instance, doesn't represent stagnancy. It represents looking at things from a different angle. So get up in your tree and hang upside down and connect with the divine and with nature and Mother Gaia Earth, whatever words you want to use, and start looking at things from a different perspective. The feeling that I get is what we think we want can change in time, over time, and it's all good. It's all for the better. And how we currently perceive things may change as we get stronger in ourselves and start to really lighten up and feel like we're in control of our lives more. And I don't mean control, I just mean that the more you pour into yourself and your life, the more sense of stability you're going to feel you have. Okay? Not so affected by other people. That's the effect of being the full position, is you're not as affected by what other people do or their stuff. You do what you have to do for yourself moving forward. And then the Sun, and this is a celebration of joy, of lightheartedness, knowing the mountains in the back represent, there's always going to be issues. There's always going to be, we're always here to learn and grow. So there's always going to be challenges and issues. But at times we just have to decide to have fun. Get out in the sun. Okay? So that's kind of your advice around getting there to the Empress. Okay? From the Fool. But this is exciting. Don't think, oh, I'm at ground zero. The Fool card is zero. But you're not. It's a new beginning with all of the wonderful gifts and knowledge that you have attained by going through this challenge that you went through, or that you're currently going through. Okay? Have trust and faith. And do the right thing by yourself. For yourself. And if everything goes, as planned, and why I say that is because I believe that we can, I'm almost saying fate doesn't exist, but I'm not coming out and saying that. What I'm saying is I believe that the decisions and actions that we take at any time can change our fate, change our destiny. So, and it's really not about the end result, it's about what we're learning and how we're developing and growing within ourselves and in terms of our connection with the divine and each other along the way. Yeah? Everyone's always worried about, I'll be better when I get there. Things will be great when I get that new house. Things will be great when I, make things great now. Start living in a way that make things great now, whatever your surrounding circumstances. And be excited for what you want to achieve, but don't hang all of your good feelings on and emotions on this event taking place or this achievement. Don't put emotional weight on what you want to achieve. Enjoy the process on the way there. However you think you're going to feel when you're in that new house or have that new car or in that new relationship or whatever, however you think you're going to feel it now. Bring that feeling to yourself and start living in a way now that makes you feel the way you know you want to feel in the future. It doesn't have to be attached to the event or the car or the person or the house or the career or whatever it is. Give yourself permission, but take the pressure off the future and make yourself feel how you want to feel now. How do you make yourself feel how you want to feel now? Start caring about yourself. Start putting yourself first. I'm talking to people who never put themselves first, clearly. I'm talking to people who essentially at some stage in their lives felt abandoned and then continued to abandon themselves, lived in a way that was an abandonment of self. And you put everybody else first because it's the only way you're going to get love from others or get what you need or feel good about yourself or whatever it is, whatever the lesson is that you learned in childhood, you've been playing that out. And this year, 2025, I mean, you may see this video, you may be looking at this video in 2040, I have no idea. But I'm making this video in 2025, and so this is a year of endings, and it's the end of that process, of that cycle of not being there for yourself. So, end result is the High Priestess. Okay, you're going to be in a position, if you take this advice, it's like these suggestions, you know, as I said, use your discernment and take responsibility for your own life. You'll be in a position where you'll be able to enter into new contracts, new arrangements, new deals, be making new decisions for yourself. And the advice is to make those decisions intuitively. Things that look better on paper are not always better. Okay? Sometimes the thing that doesn't look as good as the others on paper is the thing that actually checks more of our boxes. Because maybe when we've been looking for that new house, new job, whatever, we had an unrealistic list of criteria that we set. You know, as you go through the journey, you can change what the criteria list is, because you can become more aware of what your needs, what's actually important for you and what's not. But if you adhere to the first criteria list and then you get to the decision-making process, one place or one job or one person or one whatever is going to seem like, oh wow, but how much does that criteria list actually align with who we are at that time that we can't foresee now when we're writing it? So it needs to be readdressed and rewritten. Yeah. And at the end of the day, just follow your intuition as to what feels right and better for you, as opposed to mental checklist. And you'll find that the things that are most important for you were not high in that list, and some of them weren't even on the list, but they outweigh so many of the items on the list. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I just had an animal spirit come through, and it's an animal spirit of fox. So I'm getting the old sly fox. Just be careful that someone who you're very familiar with, or people that you're very familiar with, that you always had your guard down with, that you trusted and were loyal to, or you know, people that you think you should be unguarded around, like family and people who have been close friends or whatever, to actually be more observant. As I was saying at the beginning of the reading, start to sense and observe. Look for patterns of behaviour and look at why they might be happening. But just the fox is all about just rather than being victim to the fox, become the fox. And I don't mean become the fox as in be sly towards other people. No, it's about being clever and having good, a good ability to be able to look after yourself. Self-reliance and observation skills. You can make decisions because more clearly when you have more information, and you do that through listening and observing people. Let them show you who they are. Yeah. So let them show you who they are. Listen, watch, observe, and don't make any hasty decisions. The fox treads cautiously and has the ability and the agility to be able to get away from the situation as fast as possible to get back to safety, or to pounce on an opportunity. Okay? But be observant of what people are like around you and how they treat you, because that will teach you how worthy they are in terms of how close to you you've placed them. You know, my best friend of 25 years is right here by my side, right in front of me, right here. We engage daily, rah, rah, rah. We can talk all day, rah, rah, rah. When push comes to shove, they show me that they're a liar. They show me that they don't have my back. They're actually jealous. I need to put that person over there. Yeah? Eat lots of berries, blueberries, blackberries. There's something in the colour pigment in there that's good for you at the moment. And the fox energy is also bringing third eye, opening of the third eye. So thank you, Spirit, for that gift. And being able to see things more clearly. You're no longer burdened with the concerns of others to the degree that you were before. So there's a whole lot of energy and a headspace available to you now that you were pouring into others before. And so that heightens your intuition, and it heightens your energy, the amount of mental capacity you have to hone in on your observation skills and clear thinking and intuition. Okay? So use it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it serves you well. And please like, subscribe, share, whatever it is you do. Thank you for people who have been donating as well. There's a PayPal link in the description box. Please feel free to comment as well. Yeah, many blessings to you.